Welcome back.
For the first year, research projects will be presented for certain departments. Chris Smith took a closer look.
Dr. William Miller and other members of the Baker faculty are working to organize the inaugural Research and Honors Symposium for Baker students.
So last year, the dean wanted to show off, wrong word, show off, wanted to showcase the student accomplishments for the board. And so he arranged a small couple of hours presentation in the gymnasium where students got to make PowerPoint presentations, show some of their work, and perform. It was very successful. The members of the board got to move around and hear different students talking about different subjects. And so this year we decided to try and make it bigger and better and bring in more students, those that have received honors funding to travel and to take their messages elsewhere. We wanted to bring it back.
Two Baker students, Brittany Lob and Jillian Joy, traveled to showcase their projects and receive national honors.
The project was actually something that we had done. Jillian Joy and I went with Dr. Miller last July to do kind of like a survey of tardigrades throughout the Northeast area.
Now, these successful students can showcase their projects here at Baker University.
We liked the forum of the gymnasium and students actually giving their work in a way that people could understand it. And we brought in our outside experience from symposiums that we've attended professionally. And when we do that, we say, gee, I wish my students could be here, you know. And so this was sort of a way of bringing the world to campus and letting other students, letting parents, letting other departments and other faculty and staff members see the work that our students have done. And whether it's a poem or a short story or a research project that's displayed as a poster or a professional paper that's presented, solving some world problem or even working with something very small.
Joy and Lob and many others will present their work Saturday afternoon at the Honors Symposium.
Because we want to show what students can do. We get to watch them all the time on the athletic field. And here's what they do in the laboratories and in the classrooms and on the computers in the library and how most of them spend their time actually.
Miller said he's excited to show students' accomplishments in the classroom that may not normally be on display.
Thank you, Chris. Up next is our staff spotlight. Reina Murphy took a closer look at Dr. Buehler.
Dr. John Buehler's office is decorated with 25 years of memories. He has been a professor of music and the director of the choir throughout his time at Baker, and is now looking forward to retirement at the end of this school year. There were several reasons that led Dr. Buehler and his wife Susan, also a music professor at Baker, to retirement.
Is that Baker has, to this point, a very generous early retirement program. And we are eager to live closer to our grandchildren and family. They've moved to Oregon, and so we're going to join them, live nearby.
Once retired, both Dr. Buehler and his wife hope to continue working.
I expect in music and I expect in education, but the location will be different. It'll be on the North Oregon coast.
There are certain things that Dr. Buehler will miss once moved on from Baker.
Without a doubt, we'll miss the people who are here and the people who have been here over the last 25 years. But I also know it's not very big earth nowadays, and it's very easy to get between here and Cannon Beach, Oregon, and I expect that there'll be some of our friends from here come to visit us there, and I expect also that we'll come back and visit here.
With a new choir director to take over in the fall, Dr. Buehler has high hopes for the music department.
I hope it continues to build, both in quantity and in quality, and I know it will. In visiting with the new choir director here, Dr. Potterton, he is just dynamite. He'll be wonderful, and things will continue to build and grow as they have over the last 25 years, I'm certain.
With a new director, the choir has much to look forward to for next year. Reina Murphy, KNBU TV.
Thanks, Reina. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but stay tuned because up next, Alex Dingman is in studio with next year's Student Senate President, Patti Greenbaum.
Welcome back to Orangeline. Now I have the great pleasure of interviewing our newest president here, Patti Greenbaum. Thank you for coming in here
Anytime.
to the Orangeline studio. And I guess first of all, what other kind of positions have you had on Senate before this president?
Actually, prior to this position, I have just held junior class vice president. But I mean, once you're on Senate, you kind of get that feel for it, and so you kind of want to get more involved, and you can have so many opportunities to do so.
Most definitely. And then what really was your greatest influence in running for president? Because I know year in and year out, the Senate kind of has a hard time getting a lot of people to go out and run, but why were you one of those people that stepped forward and said that I will run for president?
I personally felt that I could have an impact, that I'm one of those people who is willing to kind of go the extra mile, and I'm not afraid to say what people once said. And so I want to be there for the students so that they can actually get their voices heard and have it express their concerns, whatever they may be.
Now, what are some of the things that you're planning on doing here in the next year as president of Student Senate?
I'm actually going to try to get the student voice heard more, like I've said, but I have weekly meetings set up with Cassie Bailey so that we can kind of discuss issues, and then I'm going to have bi-monthly meetings with Dr. Pat Long so that we can kind of get these issues addressed and see how we can focus on fixing them and changing them. And so that's one goal, is to actually get the voices and concerns heard. Another one is to make Student Senate feel open to anyone who wants to come, whether it be a new group that wants to start or a group that's already founded, so that they can come back and feel like they have that support from the Senate. So I want it to be a comfortable atmosphere for people to approach.
Absolutely. All right, also, who are some of the other people that are on Student Senate? Obviously, you're running the show as president, but I mean, who are some of the other people that are really attributed?
Our vice president is Chantel Dixon, who has had a very influential role in Student Senate over her years. She's been our junior class president, she's been sophomore vice president, she's got a great background, so she's going to be vice president. Our treasurer is Andrew Crevens, and this is his second year serving on Senate this upcoming year. We've got Melissa Stice as our secretary, and she's actually returning to that position on exec, so it's going to be really great to have her as a stronghold member who's been in her same position. And then we also have Erin Falter as public relations, who, like Melissa, is returning.
Now, that's those people that make up Student Senate, but what do you think can be done in the future to kind of increase the amount of people that are really interested in running for Student Senate?
I feel like the fact that we make it such an open organization is going to be really important, and that we need to have a really vocal voice on campus and show that, students should be able to come to us and feel comfortable with anything that they have, and that students want to be there. That's the key, is you have to have the people who want to come, whether it be they're serving in a position or they're just really interested.
Most definitely. Well, Ms. President Patti Greenbaum, I appreciate you coming in.
Anytime, Alexander.
And good luck running the show. I know that there's a lot of pressure on you, but
I didn't know that until you just said that. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sure you can take care of it.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to commercial.